Now, all of us have had favorite toys when we were young, and as we grew, those toys became lost, broken, or discarded. But in southern Vermont, there is a place where you can relive your youth and see those playthings once again. And of course, there are trains.
Gary Neal and his wife have owned the Quechee Gorge Village since 1988. Here you will find artists, wineries, specialty shops, antiques, restaurants, and the Vermont Toy and Train Museum, a toy collection unrivaled in New England.
We think it's perfect. It's an opportunity for people to see things that they had and inspires them to collect after they've seen the toys. And it also educates them as to what is possible to bring home. Toys bring a sense of both passion and fun into your life, and it usually evokes some kind of a happy memory. The expression that keeps coming up is, "I had one of those." In fact, our stickers remind people that others say the same comments, but "I had one of those" is truly echoed. Trains are perhaps the single toy that evokes the fondest memories and the lasting memories among children. The train layouts are very important to people who've had trains, who remember their experiences they had with their parents or with their friends, but they are very powerful in terms of bringing back good memories. We acquired the train layouts 10 years ago, and we moved them initially into storage. And after that, we assembled them on this site, Quechee Gorge Village. And after it had been there for 3 years, we needed to relocate them. More artisans moved into the property, and subsequently we moved the train layouts here in its present location.
Although Gary didn't have a train layout like the ones in his museum, he still realized that trains are the quintessential toy. As an adult, Gary doesn't pretend to be a true blue train guy. So when the real train guys showed up, he was more than happy for the help and expertise.
Not being a model railroader myself, I did not realize the amount of work, the amount of skill and effort that it took to get these up and running and keep them running. So in my pursuit to bring the layouts together, I began reading books and have been fortunate enough to meet some people who have helped me along the way. There's a book on model railroading scenery that was written by David Frary. That book features this layout, which was a surprise to me, and an entire segment on changing seasons.
Fate intervened in the form of a local model railroader, John Gorecki. But really, who found whom?
John found me. John is probably someone who would travel and see model railroads wherever he would go. And one day came forward and said, "Gee, do you mind if I help you with your layout? It looks as though it needs a little bit of work. One of the trains is off the tracks." I was thrilled that he asked. We got to know each other better over the next couple of weeks, and he began to do work on the engines, on the scenery, keeping the track fresh. And he put together a crew, gentlemen who are very passionate, very caring for not just this layout, but other layouts. And they're responsible for reinstalling this layout. They took it apart. They made drawings to reassemble it, cataloged it, labeled it. We moved it, and I think it's been improved since then.
What sparked my interest is I came to visit the museum at one point and have always been interested in seeing trains run. When I arrived, the trains were not running. They needed some regular maintenance. I happened to be at the place when Gary was here at that time, and we just started talking. He said, "I can fix these things and make them run for you." So since that point, I've started working with the trains and maintaining them, and then of course we went through the process of moving the whole layout to this point. We had never seen a layout with 4 seasons like that before, which created a certain challenge for us to try to match all of the different colors. It was a work of art built by a professional, and when we had to take it apart and reassemble it, it was a challenge to get all of the different scenery back in place. My favorite part of the smaller layout here is the actual ski train. This is a train that runs up and down from the town up to the ski slopes. It stops at each location. When it reaches the end, it reverses direction and goes back down to the other end. This is a combination of both the train part of it, but also my interest in electronics and making sure that we could provide the electronics to go back and forth and stop at the different locations.
The trains are a real delight for the people who visit the Vermont Toy and Train Museum. But no one's more delighted than Gary Neal.
I do it because it really brings joy to our visitors here at Quechee Gorge Village. A key to a good toy would have to be what memory it brings and what inspiration it might bring to a child's life. And that also includes adults.
A lot of visitors to the Vermont Toy and Train Museum start with recollections of toys they once had, but they leave with some great new memories.